At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
Hey there, I'm Jared Hill, president of the National Association of Black Journalists of Los Angeles, and I just want to say thank you for the benevolent $10,000 donation and scholarships for the next generation of black journalists.
And I'm Haywood Galbraith, photojournalist and founder of the Minority Photojournalism Institute. Thanks, KBLA, for your generous $10,000 scholarship gift to help us train the next generation of black photojournalists.
Congratulations to all the students who will benefit from the scholarship dollars raised at our Black History Month luncheon honoring black legends in LA media. When we come forward at KBLA Talk 1580, we're bringing everybody with us. Everybody with us. Everybody with us. Everybody with us.
Yo, I come from a small city where nothing is handed. Took my talents and made them work for me, look where I landed. I know a lot of those out there really don't want me having it. They just mad that I'm creeping on them and they had advantages. See, when my voice is on, I let my voice be the change. Put it in these communities, let it give them some range. Let them know that they got a shot at anything they want. And it ain't all about the teaching, but really how they responded. And here on KBLA Talk 1580, we gon' get into it. The whole world on Smiley out of your media. The others tell it, but they truths have some limits. We got that food for soul, not what they feeding you. Black lives matter all the time. Yeah, let's talk about it. About the school to prison pipeline. Yeah, let's talk about it. Police brutality out of line. Yeah, let's talk about it. All these thoughts running through my mind. We gotta talk about it. I am unapologetically progressive in efforts to fight for the people. Gotta exercise our voting rights and then push the needle. I'm walking tall, cause I know that y'all expect me to lead. To push the message I am willing to bleed. I gotta get what I need. That's social reform, that's prison reform. I'm highly informed, don't put down a pen. I got a list, I can't resist. I preach it till I talk with a list. And who you know gon' give it to you like this? And here on KBLA Talk 1580, we gon' get into it. The whole world on Smiley out of your media. The others tell it, but they truths have some limits. We got that food for soul, not what they feeding you. Black lives matter all the time. Yeah, let's talk about it. About the school to prison pipeline. Yeah, let's talk about it. Police brutality out of line. Yeah, let's talk about it. All these thoughts running through my mind. We gotta talk about it.
You want some real talk? I have been terrified of this opening monologue all day. All day. So bear with me, y'all. I'm going to push through it. Yeah, man, let's talk about it. We got a lot to talk about right here. KBLA Talk 1580. Welcome to the Danny Morrison Show, the whole 9 of the nighttime, right at 9 Thursday night. Y'all know I love me some Thursdays now. This is usually the night of the week where we let our head down and share dialogue on topics that may come across as a little more trivial and superficial, but highly important nonetheless. However, with tonight being 420, which is usually the night when the most colorful connoisseurs of cannabis tend to delight in kindling some of the finest in weed, ganja, and herb. Calm down, Andy. I would rather spend this night of the year with you to share the power of music and now how it's associated with God's word. And on a side note, newsflash. If you are broken, unemployed, and still had the nerve to celebrate 420 today, slap yourself, okay? Them lungs could be somewhere breathing while asking for a job, but I digress. But back on topic. But tonight is a special night on the Danny Mo Show. And I was pretty excited about having the opportunity. However, I'm somewhat nervous at the same time. Why, you ask? As you know, I like to consider myself to be the most transparent personality in LA radio. I've told you about my excesses. I've told you about my successes. I've told you when I'm stressing. I've told you about God's blessings. I've revealed a lot of my flaws. I've even told you about the sexual encounters of my past and my dirty draws. I'm just saying, I've done that, right? Every night I step into this studio, I want you all to take comfort in the fact that you are experiencing a radio show that is hosted by a man that is far from perfect and has often sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. But in the midst of it all, there is one activity that I indulge in that continues to give me peace and provide shelter in the middle of the storm. And I can honestly say that without it, I believe there is no way I could have remained so connected to my Lord and Savior at multiple stages within my life. That activity is music. Yes, music. Inspirational music, church music, spiritual music, gospel music, whatever you want to call it. Music has not only been food for my soul ever since I was that skinny little nappy-headed kid back in Bakersfield, but it still serves the same purpose for the corn-rolled and seriously flawed specimen that you are listening to right now. And it all started back when I was a youngster. growing up in the church. Not only was the Morrison family members of St. John Missionary Baptist Church back in my hometown for 25 plus years, but I would attend Double Rock Baptist Church with my LA family during my summers down here. And my mom, while watching TBN back at home all day and every day with the King James Version of the Bible in her hand with her name in calligraphy signed in gold on the front cover. She was always partial to old Southern gospel hymns from some of the all-time greats that she felt reinforced her efforts to be a strong and God-fearing mother. And there was one song in particular that was one of her go-to songs to restore her faith when money was low, the cupboards were bare, and the bills were due. And it featured one of the greatest gospel artists of all time, which featured two folks just having a conversation. Reverend James Cleveland, Where Is Your Faith? Listen.
This is what they were saying. You say you've been sick. There's two folk having a conversation. The Christian said, tell me about it. Tell me about it. He said, you sick. You don't think you can get well. Yeah. Well, with your faith. The Christian kept on asking him, where is your faith?
So where was our faith, huh? Where was it? Because the Morrison family was going through it practically every month as a child. Not only were we dirt poor, we would soon encounter a family tragedy that would shake our faith so hard that it still leaves us shivering even today. My brother was involved in a freak accident. 6 years old. A truck would ironically run him over in a church parking lot, rolling over his head in the middle of a construction site, crushed the Morrison family at its core. And while my sister was frantically shaking my sleeping body at 2 o'clock in the morning to inform me that my brother was a victim of an accident and the reason there was a line of police cars and an ambulance at our neighborhood church earlier in the day, I distinctly remember a specific song playing on an FM radio band in the background that will always be associated with me hearing some of the worst news of my lifetime. It's not a gospel song. It's not even an inspirational song. It's a pop song that carries a different meaning for me today. Listen.
I'm lying alone with my head on the phone, thinking of you till it hurts. I know you hurt too, but what else can we do? Tormented and torn apart. I wish I could carry your smile in my heart for times when my life seems so low. It would make me believe what tomorrow could bring when today doesn't really know. Doesn't really know.
I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. I know you were right, believing for so long. I'm all out of love. What am I without you? I can't be too late to say that I was so wrong.
Air Supply, All Out of Love. Isn't it weird how a song can transport you back to when you was young? Yeah, I know, it's a love song. It's a simple pop song. Yet it haunts me even today. Takes me back to that night, although it's somewhat cathartic tonight. And newsflash, my brother survived that accident and is a grown and healthy man in 2023. And then my own son. I've told you all the story about my son Christian being diagnosed with kidney cancer at the age of 6 himself. Cancer in his lungs and in his stomach. Easily the worst time of my life. There is nothing worse than hearing a doctor tell you that your son has a 50-50 chance of remaining on this earth. So back in 2013, my son was a patient down here at the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. Amazing facility, amazing staff, He had a port installed in his collarbone from the incoming chemo. He was losing his weight, he was losing his hair and his color from the radiation too. My baby boy, the champ, I would call him. And while making the trek back and forth from Bakersfield every few days, there was one song that would play on a loop that resonated with me more than any other song available. Listen.
You don't have to worry, and don't you be afraid. Joy comes in the morning, troubles they don't last always. For there's a friend with Jesus, who will wipe your tears away. And if your heart is broken, just lift your hands and say, oh, I know that I can make it.
I know that I can stay.
I know that I can stand.
No matter what comes my way.
No matter what may come my way.
Jesus, my life.
My life is in your hands.
Let's sing it together.
Kirk Franklin's My Life is in Your Hands served. Kirk Franklin's My Life is in Your Hands served as one of the songs of music accompaniment for me asking God to place my son's life in his hand for multiple months that year. And it is still one of my go-tos even today. And I'm also proud to report that my now 16-year-old son is healthy as a horse today, cancer-free. They can't find a speck of cancer in my son's body. And my last one just happened 6 months ago. I lost my baby sister in October of last year. She was walking on a dimly lit street when a random passerby struck her in what will become a hit-and-run accident that still hasn't even been solved today. And 6 months ago, while in deep mourning over the loss of a beautiful young queen who I used to look after as an older brother and sometimes surrogate father of the Morrison household back when I was a teenager, there was one song that fast became one of my all-time favorites that helped in alleviating some of the pain that I was in after hearing about her death. Pain that I am still in, and likely a song many of you have never even heard before. Listen.
This year has opened my eyes. I've seen death, I've seen smiles, even heartache for a while. For those who were dearest to me, that left here so early, I never said goodbye. I know weeping endures for a night, joy does come in the morning. I know this is true, but your death came out the blue, so my heart's still heavy. I just wasn't ready. Sometimes I wish I could see you again, just for a while to say goodbye. But I'm happy for you, 'cause you made it to God's throne room. No more hurt, no more pain, only a smile on your face. I know weeping endures for a night, and joy does come in the morning. I know this is true, but your death came out the blue, so my heart's still heavy. I just wasn't ready to say goodbye. If I had just one more chance, this one thing I would
young queen that you will hear inside my Post One-on-One tonight, also from my hometown, by the way. He created one of the most beautiful and touching songs for anybody that has lost someone. And I go back to it all the time. For healing. In conclusion, the great Mahalia Jackson once said, quote, "Gospel songs are the songs of hope. Whenever you sing gospel, you have the feeling there is a cure for what's wrong, but when you are through with the blues, you've got nothing to rest on," end quote. And I have practically 100 of those types of songs. Songs that help me in reminiscing when I was a kid. Songs that remind me of the hard work and effort my mother did. Songs that take me back to a love that was once lost. And songs that illuminate just how damaging to your mental health one life can cost. But despite some of the tragedies I've had to endure in this life of mine, I want everyone listening to this show tonight to take a little bit of time in isolating yourself with the understanding that the Lord God is always in control. And sometimes he sends us musical messages that are meant to be nourishment and food for the soul. But that's just me. Tell me what you think, LA, huh? Do you, like me, look to music as a way to heal the wounds in your life, huh? What are some of your favorite musical selections, huh? Who are some of your favorite artists? And do you have any short stories you like to share that correspond with some of your song selections? And also, do you think music can go a long way in helping people heal? Holla at your boy. Your voice to change, your voice to community, your voice is on. 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. You can also stream us via the brand new KBLA streaming app on your app store, iOS or Android. It don't matter. That same app allows you to send me your questions and comments that I will answer live at different intervals throughout the broadcast. Plus, like, share, and follow your favorite radio station live on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KBLA 1580. Feel free to follow me at Danny Mo Show on those same platforms too. Plus, the Danny Mo Show, as usual, will take your comments via the ecosystem of our social network. Check this out. When we come forward, I will add another 7 series to add to the topic of conversation tonight, if we can get to it. Look, it's tough out there. I know. As I mentioned last night, 65% of Americans are living check to check. They've lifted the moratorium on evictions. There's no rent control, gas and food prices are high, reparations are a generation away maybe, but we can't give up. We can never give up, especially us. That's why my 7 series tonight is 7 reasons we black people can never give up. I could easily give you 50 tonight, but I'm gonna keep it down to 7. Grab whatever music you'll need in the coming years to keep yourself focused, because the community needs you, God is counting on you too, and I will explain. Add to the conversation with your phone calls when we come forward. Welcome to the Thursday night edition of the Danny Morrison Show, unapologetically progressive, KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Annie, let's ride. Come on.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
The Los Angeles Urban League and Parkside Economic Development Corporation are working to close the wealth gap between black and white households. BWARP, the Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Program's free virtual workshops will help your family acquire, gain, maintain, and pass down legacy wealth. Learn from the experts about making more with what you have. The Black History of Money, joining the Smart Investors Club, preserving your assets in tough times, crypto, cash in or cash out, the wealthy mind and body. Register for this free series that could change your financial future at laul.org/BWAARP. Don't miss BWARP, the Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Program, every 2nd and 4th Thursday in February, March, and April at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Register now at laul.org/BWAARP.
KBLA Talk 1580 congratulates U.S. Olympic gold medalist and Hall of Famer Jeanette Bolden Pickens, owner of the 27th Street Bakery. 27th Street Bakery sends a huge thank you to the community for all its support during the pandemic, serving the Los Angeles community with their signature sweet potato pie since 1956 and third-generation baker. The goal has never changed. Keep the business thriving for generations to come. Made with the freshest ingredients in each yam peeled by hand. 27th Street Bakery puts the home back in homemade with its signature vanilla added to all its amazing products, pies, cakes, cobblers, tea cakes, and the newest item, creamy sweet potato cheesecake. Call 323-233-3469. That's 323-233-3469. Have your order shipped by visiting 27thstreetbakery.com or stop by 2700 South Central Avenue, Los Angeles, California, 90001, Tuesdays through Saturdays, 8 to 4.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action is the youth component of the impactful CBO, known as the Community Coalition. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action has chapters at almost every South LA high school. Say Yeah, as they are popularly known, is located at 80th and Vermont, but serves young people all over South LA. Under the COCO umbrella, they train youth organizers, help underserved scholars prepare for college, and work with students to help them gain admission to top universities. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action fosters teen activism, where young people have led campaigns moving tens of millions of dollars to South LA schools and forcing officials to make AP classes available to students in under-resourced institutions. SCES scholars have taken part in the March on Washington, been published in major news outlets, and been elected to city council. Long before she was mayor, Karen Bass started the program when she founded the Community Coalition. To donate, volunteer, or enroll a student in South Central Youth Empowered Through Action, please visit cocsouthla.org. cocsouthla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, California, streaming live on the KBLA YouTube page as we speak. I'm not here to tell you how to think, but I am here to tell you what to think about. We black in the spot, another episode of the Danny Morrison Show. KBLA Talk 1580. I kept it together pretty well, though, right? I did. All day long, I was like, man, I can't be blubbery on the microphone. Y'all have heard me get blubbery on the microphone. I was like, tonight, I got to keep it together because I want to make sure the message comes across. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. I worked hard on that opening monologue. Definitely. But are you guys like me? Like, there's certain songs, there's certain thought processes, and you just don't want to think about it. You know? There's just certain times in your life where you've gone through either breakups or you've experienced death or, you know, you maybe got in a fight with somebody. I know people, there are certain blocks they don't even go to because they had a big breakup on it. You been there? You know what I'm saying? Like, you used to live with a woman on that street in an apartment and you go, I never want to go on that street ever again because it was terrible. But I'm like that a lot of the time. There's certain thoughts that I come up with that it's like, You play the wish game a lot of the time. Like, man, I just wish, you know, I could have told my sister before she passed on, you know? And you start thinking about that, and you'll drive yourself crazy if you start thinking that way. I wish I could have, should have, would have, could have. I don't know how many funerals I've been to, open mic with black people, you know? It's like, if he was still here. How many times have you heard that at a funeral? If he was still here, I would tell him just how special he was to me and how proud of him I was. I was like, you know what? Can we stop that? Can we start doing that when people are alive? How about we start doing that? We all got somebody in our lives right now that is very, very special to us. That means a lot to us, right? And we see them shining. We look at them. You know, we might just follow them on social media. Who knows? But we see them shining. We're proud of them. But we wait until they die or something to tell them how we feel. How about you just kick them a little DM, a little text message, even call them and say, hey, I just wanted you to know that I see you, and I'm so proud of you. I put that in my Instagram notes today. I see you, I'm proud of you, and God bless you, or something like that. You should see how many people are in my DMs going, no one's ever told me that. I'm not surprised. I'm not the least bit surprised. So I implore everybody, how about we make a pact on the Danny Mo Show that over the weekend, we're going to find somebody that we haven't talked to in a long time. And we're going to contact them. I don't care what mode of communication you use. We're going to contact them, and we're going to tell them how we feel about them. I'm going to contact Janet Jackson and let her know how I feel. I'm going to do it. I may be in jail because, you know, I will scale the hotel walls to get to her. But I'm just saying. Jerry ain't been on in a while, huh? Get Jerry up in here. Jerry, let's go. Give me your height, your color, and your hood, Jerry.
6'3", Beverly Hills. Caucasian.
Beverly Hills checking in. Drop that. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. By the way, I got your sign that you sent me.
Oh yeah, challenging Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah, what was up with that? You was hanging out with Oscar De La Hoya, were you?
That was at a book signing, and I held out my arm, and he said, "There you go." He said, "There you go," and then I put it in the paper, acting like I'm challenging him. am I nuts or something like that?
Nah, I thought it was a great picture. I was like, look at old Jerry.
Thank you. You were talking about living alone. You don't know anybody who lives alone because of the cost about, well, I live alone, but I'm only able to do it because I'm under HUD. If I wasn't under HUD, I would need 10 roommates.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe those that are living on Section 8 or on a fixed income of some sort, you probably can live alone. I mean, that's definitely possible.
Yeah, the rents have gotten too high to live alone for the average person. And the mayor is working on the problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, as far as music is concerned, To the Aisle by the Five Satins. I think it's the Five Satins, 1956. To the Aisle is one of my favorite songs.
Wait, what are they called? The Five Assassins? Is that what they're called?
To the Aisle by the Five Satins. I think
the Five
it's them.
Satins.
I'm not sure.
Andy, To the Aisle by the Five Satins? I've never heard of them.
To the Aisle.
To the Aisle by the Five Satins. Is that what you said?
I think, I'm not sure, but I think that's the group. 1956.
All right, we're gonna look it up. Hey, by the way, real quick, because I got 2 minutes here, I wanted to ask you, can I ask once again how old you are?
Oh, I don't like to give out my age.
But you are you're an octogenarian, though, right?
Yeah, I'm up there.
The reason I ask you that is because there's this man that is in the news, the 84-year-old gentleman that shot the African-American boy.
I heard about that. That was terrible.
I would love to hear from somebody like you who was in that same age group. How would you?
Yeah, I'm 81. I just turned 81.
So how would you react if it's, I don't know how late it was in the night?
First of all, I do not own a gun. And I believe in more gun control.
Okay.
Only law-abiding citizens. Gun ownership or law-abiding citizens is okay.
So what do
I choose
what do you think should happen to that man?
Firearm.
What do you think should happen to that man? He's 84 years old. You're going to put him in life in prison? That's probably 2 years. I mean, who knows?
He should get a long sentence. That was very wrong what he did.
Yeah.
But I heard the 16-year-old survived.
Yeah, he's at home
I heard
already.
he survived. But what are his injuries?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's an interview coming. I'm sure Oprah's on it. It's coming. But by the way, give Jerry call of the night, man. Mr. Friend of Oscar De La Hoya, excuse me, hanging out with the big ballers out there. Excuse me. I don't know Oscar De La Hoya like you. Excuse me.
Yeah.
All right, Jerry. Get out of here, man. We'll talk later, man. He got all nervous. See that? Yeah, I guess. Did Oscar De La Hoya have a wedding dress on? Did he have that? Remember that? Remember that? You don't remember that? Look it up. He got intoxicated with a young lady years ago. Remember? He was in a hotel room, got intoxicated with a young lady. She had him in a wedding dress and makeup and the whole nine, took pictures. I'm like, wait a minute. I ain't freaky-deaky like that. I ain't kinky like that. But I don't even drink. But I guarantee betcha, if I did drink or use drugs or something, ain't no way in HE double hockey sticks you gonna put me in a wedding dress.
You don't know that, Danny Mo. You ain't never drunk, so.
That's real talk. If a man that has never drank alcohol before just downed some Hennessy one night, what would happen?
You would be messed up.
You think so?
Absolutely.
But would I be putting a wedding dress on and makeup?
You know, it depends on your threshold, really.
But I'm assuming I have a very low threshold.
I mean, even at a low threshold, I mean, if you're conscious enough, you can still kind of control. But I mean, everybody's different. Everybody's body composition is different. Everybody, the way they absorb alcohol is different. So who knows?
Is Janet getting me drunk? Man, I'll put on a wedding dress and some thong drawers too. I'll do it.
I don't know. We gonna have a show just about Danny Morrison in a dress.
It'll happen. 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we will read some of these YouTube comments. We got the 7 series. We got a bomb, amazing woman coming up at the top of the hour inside my Pulse One-on-One. And we've also got some open mics that we haven't played in a while. We've been kind of ignoring them. We're going to blaze those up probably in the third hour. We got a jam-packed Thursday night broadcast on the Danny Mo Show, KBLA Talk 1580. Right now, this is your news and traffic. Check it out.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A fourth suspect is in custody in connection to a mass shooting at a Sweet 16 birthday party in Alabama last weekend. 20-year-old Johnny Brown faces 4 counts of reckless murder. 16-year-old and 17-year-old brothers, along with another 20-year-old man, were taken into custody earlier this week. Reports say manslaughter charges against Alec Baldwin related to an on-set death while filming the movie Rust have been dropped. The film cinematographer was accidentally killed by a prop gun held by Baldwin. Filming of the movie resumed Thursday in Montana. The Supreme Court is expected to issue its ruling on access to a commonly used abortion pill Friday. The decision is set to come after the court extended a temporary stay on a Texas federal judge's ruling to halt production and distribution of mifepristone. I'm Julius White on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
For over 60 years, Clark Pest Control has been California's leader in pest control technology. If you need help getting rid of pests, termites, rodents, mosquitoes, and much more, contact Clark Pest Control for a free estimate today. Call 1-800-WE-NEED-YOU. That's 1-800-WE-NEED-YOU. Or visit clarkpest.com.
I'm young, gifted, and black. KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
Hey there, I'm Jared Hill, president of the National Association of Black Journalists of Los Angeles, and I just want to say thank you for the benevolent $10,000 donation and scholarships for the next generation of black journalists.
And I'm Haywood Galbraith, photojournalist and founder of the Minority Photojournalism Institute. Thanks, KBLA, for your generous $10,000 scholarship gift to help us train the next generation of black photojournalists.
Congratulations to all the students who will benefit from the scholarship dollars raised at our Black History Month luncheon honoring black legends in LA media. When we come forward at KBLA Talk 1580, we're bringing everybody with us. Everybody with us. Everybody with us. Everybody with us. Everybody with us.
Jai Person Lynn here with Person Lynn Law Office. As a fourth-generation Angelino, educated at Hampton University and Howard University School of Law, I understand the importance of upholding your human and civil rights whenever dealing with law enforcement. Whether facing a misdemeanor, felony, or infraction, I'm here to ease the stress and uncertainty that comes with an arrest or criminal charge. My team is dedicated to providing the best legal representation, and we will work with you at every step to ensure you are fully informed and your rights are protected. With nearly 2 decades of experience and a long track record of success, I will work diligently to ensure the best possible outcome. Call me as soon as you're aware of police contact at 424-261-2075. That's 424-261-2075. 424-261-2075.
Did you know that over 90% of male enhancement pills are virtually the same thing that's repackaged, redone over and over again? Why settle for the same old product when you can get something completely different? Something that takes male enhancement into the 21st century. Something that really works. Men, you need to try Noxitril, the explosive, all-natural male enhancement formula that will unlock your performance in the bedroom to a level you could only dream of. Try to imagine Viagra on steroids. Noxitril is so powerful, that's why it took years for it to finally become available to the public without a prescription. So call now and take advantage of our special Noxitril free bottle offer today. Oh yeah, we recommend that you use the Noxitril dose as directed. Think of your partner. We certainly don't want you to overperform in the bedroom.
Find out how to get a free bottle of Noxitril. Call 800-490-7856. That's 800-490-7856. Free bottles for a limited time, so call now. 800-490-7856. 800-490-7856.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for voting rights. When We All Vote is a leading national nonpartisan initiative on a mission to change the culture around voting and to increase participation in each and every election by helping to close the race and age gap. Created by Michelle Obama, When We All Vote brings together individuals, institutions, brands, and organizations to register new voters across the country and advance civic education for the entire family and voters of every age to build an informed and engaged electorate for today and generations to come. When We All Vote empowers their supporters and volunteers to take action through voting, advocating for their rights, and holding their elected officials accountable. Please visit whenweallvote.org to stand up for your rights, voting rights. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
We're gonna party tonight, y'all. We're gonna lift some people up tonight, you heard? Come on. You guys got a track you wanna hear? I feel like we're doing FM radio right now. Here we go. You wanna hear something? Blaze us up right now. Danny Mo Show, KBLA, let's go.
Melodies from heaven, rain down on me, rain down on me.
Come on, let's go.
Melodies from heaven.
Give me some juice on that. What we doing?
Rain down on me.
Yeah, come on.
Rain down on me. Take me in your arms and hold me close. Yeah. Rain down on me. Yeah. Rain down on me. Feel me with your precious Holy Ghost. Hallelujah. Rain down on me. I feel it now, Vicky. Can we take it up here? Here we go, everybody. Melodies from heaven. Woo! Rain down on me. Oh, come on in here. Rain down on me. Come on, say with us. Melodies from heaven. Yeah. Rain down on me. Rain down on me. Take me.
You are checking out. Wait, hold on. You got, come on, you gotta give me that. You gotta give me the ladies. Wait a minute, come on.
Oh, come on in here, somebody. Feel me. Woo. Rain down. Here we go.
You are checking out the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. We have a church tonight. Church, not church. Church. We used to wake up in the morning. My mama wake all us kids up. All 6 of us wake us up. Hey, y'all better get up. Get up. Y'all gotta go to Sunday school in the morning. Wake up. You wake up and you put them same pants. I had the same pants every Sunday. I'm sure they noticed because they had like boogers all on them and cookie crumbs and everything. And who knows what was going on in the crotch of them pants. You know, I only want to talk about that. And I had my mother used to call them Sunday go-to-meetings. You ever heard that? They wasn't wingtips. They was fresh from Payless or something. And the soles was coming all off. They was raggedy. I had holes all in the body. You ever wore shoes for so long that it's scraping on the concrete? Mm-hmm. You been there too, huh? Mm-hmm. And then I had the same. It was a fake snake skin belt too. You ever had one of them? A fake skin.
I sure did.
I don't know what snake that was, but that bad boy, he wasn't expensive. I promise you that, man. And then the shirts, I had a bunch of just raggedy. I'm sorry, mama. I'm just throwing my mom under the bus right now. Rayon shirts, just like I had like. Probably 10 of them things. Same pants, same socks, same drawers. So many holes in my drawers, they whistle. And when I fart, like for real. Like, so many. But shirts had that covered. And by the way, guys still do that too. How many pair of jeans you got in your closet? 3?
Boy.
You got like 3, but you got like 50 shirts, but you got 3 pair of jeans.
You right.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Right.
That's how guys do.
I got a lot of sweats.
Yeah, that's me too. I got sweats on right now. So you can relate to what I was going through.
I can relate to what you was going through.
Get up and go to Sunday school. Then you go to Sunday school, and then they teach you like, Jesus.
What was your favorite part about church, or I guess you could say segment? You know, when you look at the program, you know, what's your favorite aspect of church?
My mother gonna get mad at me right now. We used to keep some of our offering. I can't believe I'm saying this on a radio microphone. My mother used to give us offering. She would give like 50 cents. We didn't have a lot of money. So she'd give 50 cents. I would put a quarter in the offering tray. Because we used to also collect offering Sunday school, right? So I'd get a little something. Boom. Keep a quarter in my pocket. And we had a place called Scotty's that was around the corner from the church. And we'd go get all kind of penny candy and everything. And then I would go back to church because service started at 11 o'clock. And then we'd just be, we'd be all up in the balcony. Yep, Jesus was right. How foul is that?
Hold on. So moms gave you the money prior to church?
Thank you for repeating my sins right on the mic. Yeah, of course she did. You got the offering for church.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we used to go there and just, my mother thinking, I gave my portion of my finances to my Lord and Savior.
Grimy.
And we just, and he's tasty.
Grimy. My mom would give me the money, when the pastor asked for the bread or whatever. That's when she'll give me $1, and then I walk up to the front.
So she would give it to you in real time.
Yeah, in real time.
He's like, I ain't giving it to you early.
Exactly.
Because you that dude. You'll be at the arcade later. She knows her.
Only reason why I asked that question is because I'm not gonna lie, I used to hate praise and worship.
Well, that's blasphemy what you're saying right
now.
And
when I use the word hate, I didn't care too much for the music.
Okay.
I wanted to hear the word.
Yeah.
But as a kid, a lot of that stuff kind of went over my head.
Yeah, that's true.
As I got older,
yeah,
I felt like there was a little bit of a transition where all I cared about was praise and worship.
Yeah.
And the word I didn't care too much about. Although, when the word was presented, it was something that would register within me. But I cared more about the music as opposed to the word.
Let me tell you something that I've had this conversation with my family before. And my mother, she was like, you're probably not crazy. You're just probably going through a transition as a certain type of sermon you like. My mentor was a white man. I think I told the story before on this show. And so when some of my buddies in the neighborhood, like I said, we grew up in the crack era, and some of my buddies start selling drugs. A couple of them start joining gangs and such. So I would never go into that lifestyle. My mother grabbed me by the nape of my neck and said, not my boy, not my boy. So she got me involved in a group called the Boys Bible Club back in Bakersfield, right? So my mentor, his name's Larry Joslin. We still keep in contact today. Took me under his wing and started taking me to his church. And I remember going to his church, and I'm like 10, somewhere in there. And I remember listening to the pastor at his church, and I was like, I understand. He would have us open up our Bibles, and we would, he would preach to the text and make all of these, he would give us all of these different stories that were similar to the stories of the Bible, and it was just like, wow, like this is amazing. And I told my mom when I got home, I was like, do I like white pastors more than I do black pastors? And she said, no, I just think you like pastors that explain things a little bit better. Because them fire and brimstone black pastors, and Jesus, I go, look, that's I know a lot of people love that. Not my thing.
To this day?
To this day. Not my thing. And the dancing around and all that. That's not me.
So you don't care about, I guess you could say the emotional aspect of it. Because I feel like black preachers, they tap into that emotional side of you as opposed to teaching and breaking it down.
I want a black pastor that's going to preach to the text and really break it down like I'm in third grade because I need it.
That's what Bible study's for, though.
That's true. That's fair. And I also want a bomb choir. And I also don't want 15 offering trays moving in front of me during the service. Man. How many trays got to pass in front of me?
Man, talk about guilt trip.
Come on now.
They be guilt tripping.
We got the church fund. We got your tithes. We got the kids are going on a summer trip. We got our excursion that we do every single year. If you want to go to that, they got the women's group. I'm like, wait a minute, all these trays, what's the deal? I feel I'm at a smorgasbord or something. What's that? I don't know. Let me get some comments out. Stacy Morgan said, hello, everybody. Yolanda Shaw said, preach, King Danny. I appreciate you, Queen. King Joseph said, what's up, everybody? Peace and blessings. He also said, this is one of the songs that helped me get through a lot of hardships. Ain't No Need to Worry song by the Winans. I've never heard that. Oh, yeah, I have. I've heard that. B said, of course, music is so powerful and helps heal. Music does a lot. They actually use music as therapy to help heal people when they're sick. Oh, yeah, I've heard something about that, too. Let me see. Joseph said, I've found certain music has helped me heal. I found certain music is therapeutic for me, so I need to make time for it. I'm a big fan of Kirk Franklin. When I was going through hardships, his songs got me through it by the grace of God. Nazarene X said, One Love, likes up. I appreciate you. C. Porter said, Turned Up Thursdays. I'm going to stick to melodies from heaven instead of this men in dress talk. B said, if Janet hears all of this, she's going to run for her life at this point. Maybe. And one more. C. Porter said, my soothing songs list is Everyone Loves the Sunshine, Strawberry Moon, Grover Washington. She put Grocer Washington. Anything Sade, Anita Baker, Jill Scott, Lettucey. Wow. Footsteps in the Dark. I keep hearing footsteps, baby, in the dark. Oh, in the dark. Y'all thought Ronald Isley was in here right now. Shout, Eddie. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, I will give you that 7 series of the night. Real talk. And we got a wonderful Pulse One-on-One coming up at the top of the hour. Charlotte Neal will blaze up the broadcast. Danny Morrison Show. KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Black Chamber of Commerce is helping to expand broadband access. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by Lendistry. Story courtesy of CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. The California Black Chamber of Commerce is joining hands with California state government to help narrow its digital divide by helping push the state's middle mile broadband initiative through the Broadband Technology Small Business Initiative. It connects CBCC's statewide membership of 5,500 plus small African-American business firms and non-Black entities to the benefits of broadband technology. 2020 Internet Access records that 15% of Black Californians had zero internet access. And another program known as the Affordable Connectivity Program makes qualifying households eligible for $30 a month toward internet service. Visit fcc.gov/ACP for more.
Hi, it's Lynn Richardson with the Millionaires Roundtable. Have you heard about Lendistry? Come on now. Lendistry is a national Black-led small business lender that is headquartered right here in LA. Once you've started your business, Lendistry provides flexible financing options starting at $50,000 to help you access the affordable capital needed to grow. Whether financing is needed to increase working capital, acquire a business, purchase inventory and equipment, or refinance debt, Lendistry has a solution for you. Lending products range from traditional business term loans and lines of credit to SBA 7A loans and commercial real estate financing. Lendistry's pre-application process is simple and does not impact your credit score. Visit lendistry.com/KBLA. That's LENDISTRY.com/KBLA to learn more and get started with an application right on the website.
Meet Joe A, Joe B, and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Gotta stay fresh, my house shot with a rest bar, shot with a rest bar, shot with a rest bar.
Have you visited us online for the grand opening of KBLA.store? For the best in new merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store. Be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all the official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580.
The bounce is back.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Man, YouTube's on fire. C. Porter said, what it do? Thanks, Andy. King Joseph said, at Andy, that was one of my favorite songs. Nazarene X said, church for show. You still have more than 10% of what you had. So, talking about the money that I gave. Exactly. I think that's a pretty good trade-off. Zell is killing me in my DMs right now. Look, if I have 50 cents and I give 50% to the Lord, isn't that higher than the tithes I'm supposed to pay? Come on. Y'all not giving me enough credit. I mean, come on. C. Porter said, so mama gonna say you gonna pay me back the offerings you stole back then, now or later, because that's what you spent it on. Yeah. B said, yeah, my mom would give us the money right before, but if we behaved on our walk home, we could pick a treat at the corner store. I would always get a Rocky Road ice. That was the best part for me. And C. Porter said, that church story paints a very nice picture. Yeah, I love it. Can I get a few things off my chest? We might get to the 7 series, but I have to get this off. This has been bothering me all day, okay? Pretty much everybody listening tonight knows that the Los Angeles Lakers lost to the Memphis Grizzlies last night, right? Y'all know about that, right? In a game they should have won by double digits. The Lakers were lackluster on almost all fronts last night. I blame the bipolar personality Anthony Davis, but we ain't gonna get into that right now. But last night, there's a player, for those that are watching the games, there's a player named Dillon Brooks, and he was guarding LeBron James and was just jaw-jacking the entire night. Smiling all in his face and taunting LeBron the entire night, okay? And after securing a Game 2 win at home, the press caught up with Dillon Brooks in the locker room and asked him why he won't respect LeBron as a player and as a man. And this is exactly what he said. Listen.
And when they started making a run.
There are some people, the Lakers are making that run, they get it to 14. You and LeBron have that exchange. There are people out there that say maybe you shouldn't do that with one of the better players in the game. What were you thinking?
I don't care. He's old. You know what I mean?
You hear him laughing? You hear that?
I was waiting for that. I was expecting him to do that Game 4, Game 5. He wanted to say something when I got my 4th foul. He should have been saying that earlier on. But, I poke bears. I don't respect no one until they come and give me 40. I pride myself on, what I do is defense and taking on any challenge that's on the board.
Yeah, he said that. That medallion's terrible, huh? What was that thing, plastic? Where you get that? He bought that off an ice cream truck. Where you get that? So yeah, he said that, right? I don't care. He's old. Talking about LeBron James, the great LeBron James. And the disrespect immediately started trickling throughout sports media world as well. Check out what NFL star and Super Bowl champion James Jones had to say about his theory regarding players fearing Michael Jordan more than they do LeBron James. Listen.
You know what's crazy? This screams a couple things. Number one, this screams like a lot of the NBA players have talked about LeBron is don't nobody fearing. LeBron is a great player, one of the greatest players of all time. Sure. But none of these young players, none of these people fear him like they feared Mike and all that type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I just said the last segment that confidence is contagious. Yes. You playing off me, you lazy. I'm knocking down a couple threes, man. I don't care nothing about this boy over here. You know what I mean? He ain't do nothing. We came out here tonight and beat him. So that's Dillon Brooks talking with confidence.
Oh, is that what that is, confidence? Is that what we're calling that? So can you believe that? And this is the nonsense that we touched on last night in regards to the hip-hop community as well. As a matter of fact, I think the disrespect is prevalent throughout all of society, actually. All across all industries, all across all demographics, there is no respect for the elders from younger generations. None. I'm watching young athletes not being willing to share the bag and give a portion of their income to the athletes that came before them for the Players Union. I'm watching younger hip-hop artists unwilling to give our legendary MCs features on their albums. I'm watching gang members no longer being willing to listen to the OGs in our neighborhoods, which used to be a rite of passage within our communities. I'm watching adolescent children fighting their teachers in multiple schools all across the country. We're at a breaking point in America, and I hope you guys are paying attention. And the black community is behind the 8 ball as usual. And watching that Al B. Sure looking crooked braids wearing clown disrespect arguably the greatest basketball player of all time is foul on all levels. And the worst part is the press was laughing at him. Y'all heard that, right? LeBron James is one of the most transcendent athletes of our time. A 38-year-old monstrosity that actually did what nobody else does in sports, exceeded all expectations since he was a kid. And he did it underneath a microscope, and he did it scandal-free. With a beautiful black family, too. And if Dillon Brooks had any decency and any brain activity and a person that can actually braid his hair, he would understand that the lucrative contract that he is now operating under is inflated because of one LeBron James, period. The same thing Tiger Woods did with the PGA Tour. Legendary star power drives up the arena attendance, the TV ratings, and as a result, the average size of the basketball contracts. And Dylan should stop with the disrespect and kiss the feet of the man who probably helped in handing him generational wealth. Andy, you agree?
I respect your stance, but are we really going to go there?
Yes, we are. You think I'm blowing it out of proportion?
A tad bit.
He said he's old.
Yeah, he said he's old, but you gotta understand that Dylan Brooks goes at everybody.
So that don't mean you go with the GOAT. Some people are off limits. Off limits.
I don't know. Daddy, you play sports before?
Why do we gotta talk about that? What's that matter?
I'm just curious.
Are you trying to discredit me having an opinion just because I didn't play a lot of sports?
Have you played sports? I don't even if it was recreational.
Barely. Of course, recreational all the time.
Okay. Have you not played with cats that were older than you?
Of course.
Okay. Now, in your mind, in your spirit, you probably didn't say it to their face. But
I could take this cat.
Have you not felt that way?
He balling me in wingtips right now. I could take this
cat. I'm not trying to defend Dylan Brooks. I'm Lake Show all day, every day.
Don't sound like it.
I just don't think it's one of those situations where it's like, oh, he's disrespecting, those who are older than him. I just think he's embraced what we like to call in wrestling terms the heel.
Oh, you making this a wrestling thing.
He's a villain. He's a villain. And here's a funny thing about it. He knows he's garbage, so he has to go ahead and say certain things.
Does he know he's garbage with those shades and that gold?
I'm just saying that's the reason why people are talking about him. Ain't nobody talking about Dylan Brooks' game.
Right.
So
I just think that this is a societal problem and not just a LeBron James problem. Did you ever hear anybody say that about Jordan? To what is it, James Jones' point? Did anybody ever try to disrespect Michael Jordan?
Yeah, the Pistons.
Yeah. Did they say anything? I don't remember them saying anything.
They probably did, but I'll tell you this, they disrespected him after in 1991 when the Bulls eliminated him. They didn't even shake their hand.
That's when the league was beating each other up. Who was that guy that called himself the Kobe stopper? Who's it?
Man, it was a handful. You had Ruben Patterson. Who else? Rajah Bell.
Yeah. The Kobe stopper.
There was a couple.
How'd that work out for them?
Exactly.
But see, that's not disrespect. That's talking about game. I'm going to stop Kobe's game. Like I said, they failed miserably. I think calling him old is ageism. They know LeBron is in the twilight of his career.
Come on.
You think I'm blowing it out of proportion?
Just a little bit, man. Dylan Brooks, man, he likes to antagonize. He's an instigator.
Yeah.
So he's going to go for the low-hanging fruit.
It's working. Because Black Twitter was blazing him up today.
It's funny because after game one, you didn't hear nothing from Dylan Brooks.
Nada.
So let him talk. Let him have his little, they had a little victory or whatnot. We coming back to L.A.
Last thing, give me a prediction. What does LeBron do in Game 3? Remember he said, I don't hear from nobody, don't give me 40.
LeBron will drop 40 points.
He going to give him 40?
He going to give him 40.
Okay.
And a victory.
Okay. C. Porter said, Dylan Brooks knows he's garbage, period. End of story. Clout chaser. I'm with ya. And he's a WWE guy. He loves this stuff. He loves it. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking? Shush your mouth right now. Stop that. Get that out of here.
It's if you smell.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm messing with
Mr. Orator, I'm sorry. News and traffic right now. When we come forward, we got something special. I've known this young lady for a long time. She's from my hometown, and she's done went big time. Within the gospel music sector, one of the most talented people I've ever come across in my lifetime. It's not an exaggeration, and her family could be the Jacksons of my hometown. Mad talented, all right? Charlotte Neal inside my Pulse One-on-One on the other side. Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about, but right now, this is your news and traffic. Stay there.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A fourth suspect is in custody in connection to a mass shooting at a Sweet 16 birthday party in Alabama last weekend. 20-year-old Johnny Brown faces 4 counts of reckless murder. 16-year-old and 17-year-old brothers, along with another 20-year-old man, were taken into custody earlier this week. Reports say manslaughter charges against Alec Baldwin related to an on-set death while filming the movie Rust